If you're thinking about moving to Boise, Idaho, there's a good chance that you also want to know all about the suburbs that are located around the Boise area and in the Treasure Valley. And that's what we're going to talk about right now in this video. So let's go. Hello everybody, it's your host Dave Baker here with the Moving to Idaho team. Now, if this is your first time on the channel and you want to know everything about what it is like to work, to live, to eat, to sleep, and to play in Boise, Idaho and the Treasure Valley, then you've got to click that little subscribe button and tap that little bell so you'll be notified every time I put out a video all about living in Boise, Idaho and the suburbs. Now, I'm constantly talking to people all about Eagle, Idaho and Star, Idaho, Meridian, and everything going on. And if you are thinking about relocating to the region, then you've got to reach out to us. You can send us a text message, you can send us an email, give us a call 24/7, because our team is passionate about helping you with your relocation to Idaho. You can, of course, click one of those links below where you see schedule a Zoom call. Get on the calendar and let's start talking about you making your move. Alrighty, in this video, I want to talk to you about some of the key suburbs around the Boise area. Now, remember, this whole region is going to be called the Treasure Valley in Idaho. It's obviously in the southern region, and what's really unique is that it's in the mountain time zone. So this is different than northern Idaho, which is still going to be in the Pacific time zone. As you know, the whole Boise area is really hot. The price increases, the number of people coming in, all the things that we're seeing are basically unheard of for the region. And a lot of people have only heard of Boise when they first think of coming out. Now hold on, if you're surprised by me saying Boise, remember that that's what the locals call it. They don't call it Boise. We all want to call it Boise, I know. But once you get to Idaho, you're going to be in the same situation like me where people kept saying Boise, Boise, Boise. And you're going to start saying it too. But here's the situation. When you first looked at coming to the Boise area, you probably weren't thinking about the surrounding cities, or you might never have even heard of them. We've all been in that situation whenever we go somewhere new. We learn about new cities and new towns and new suburbs. So Boise is the largest city in Idaho, and it's also the main city in the region, in the Treasure Valley. It's where you have the downtown, so to speak. But remember, a lot of the little suburbs have their own main streets. They're not downtowns in the sense of a place where you go work, but I like to call it Main Street, like Main Street USA or Main Street Eagle, Idaho, even though they call it downtown. Because it's really where you go to have some fun, you go out to get a coffee, maybe you go to a local drinking establishment, or you go there to have dinner, or there are town events in those neighborhoods. So a lot of these places have their own little main streets as well. So in this video, let's talk about the key suburbs of Boise, Idaho. All right, are you ready to dig in? I am. Okay, let's start with number 6, Nampa, Idaho. Now, if you've never heard of Nampa, Nampa is located to the west and a little bit to the south of the center of Boise. It's going to be one of the furthest west cities we're talking about right now. It's not that far from Boise. It's probably around 20 miles from edge to edge, and there are freeways that connect them. So there is still an easy path to get there, not to worry. Now, Nampa has an average home price, from what I'm seeing, between $382,000 and $440,000 right now. Now that's the median home price. And let's remember, with all the places I'm talking about, when I talk about the median home price, we get data from different places, and different sites and different providers of this data are going to have slightly different numbers. And with the market ever changing, I'm only talking about the prices right now as I make this video. One thing I saw in Nampa is that you actually still have some homes in the $200,000 price range, and that was quite surprising. So Nampa actually has some tourist and local things to do in it, which when I first went there was kind of surprising because I didn't expect to see any outdoor attractions. Now, of course, remember that Idaho is well known for its outdoor activities. And I think that when you get up there, you're going to want to participate in some of those activities too. That's what happened to me when I first came to the Northwest. All of a sudden, I wanted to get outside. I wanted to get away from my computer and just get outdoors and try something new. So what do you have in Nampa? Well, one interesting thing actually is that there's a museum, a Warhawk Plane Museum. And while you might only visit that once while you're there, if you have kids, it's a cool thing to check out. But on the outdoorsiness side of it, I'm going to use that word outdoorsiness, you have the Wildlife Refuge. And out there, you'll have hiking trails, places you can go for a beautiful stroll. It's a bird refuge, so you can see some really cool wildlife out there. And also they do have hunting out there. And remember, in Idaho, hunting is actually a big thing. If you're coming from a place where that's not really popular, you will hear people talking about it. It's an activity you might never participated in, and you might never do it, but just know that people do that out in Idaho. So now, along with the outdoorsiness theme in Nampa, you also have Lake Lowell, and that is very convenient to be able to go to. Now, if you're a fisherman or fisherwoman, if you will, and you like to fish, then Lake Lowell is a place where you can actually do that. Now, overall though, I do want to say that Idaho has a remarkable amount of fishing. I actually have seen people just stopped on the side of the road fishing in these little ponds. And we'll talk about some more locations where we have these ponds, which are pretty cool. But the amount of talk and amount of people I've seen fishing really caught me off guard. It's very surprising. So not everyone goes to the Lake Lowell or a big lake to go fishing. They actually might just go fishing in their local neighborhoods. Have you ever seen that before? Drop a note in the comments if you live in a place or can think of another place where people just locally go fishing. All right, it's time to look at number 5, Garden City, Idaho. Now the first time, well, let's try again. The second time that I went to Idaho, when I started to look for a place for myself, I thought I was staying in Boise, but I actually ended up staying right on the edge next door in Garden City. And let me tell you, I was surprised with what I found there. So right now, let's talk about the home prices for a second. I'm seeing different reports that say the median home prices in Garden City are about $508,000. That's at the time I'm making this video. But let's talk about what there is to do in Garden City. They actually call Garden City the place that's nestled by the sea, or pardon me, nestled by the river. And what river am I talking about? Of course, I'm talking about the Boise River. And the Boise River has a beautiful walkway along it called the Boise Greenbelt. And that actually runs through Garden City. I was surprised at how many people I saw out there bicycling and stopping at a venue that had some live music. It was a bar and a restaurant just outside of a hotel. There's also Joe's Crab Shack that's along the water right there on the border. But what was really interesting is that when I was walking along the boardwalk, or the green belt, if you will, I saw these signs that were telling me about different parts of Garden City. And I had never even heard of Garden City when I first went out there. But what they had was a couple different things. They have a maker scene, like a do-it-yourself art, or an art and maker scene, meaning people who make crafts and other things. They interestingly had a craft beverage tour, or a place where you could walk and try different craft beverages. If that's something you're into, that's really fun. They also had some featured restaurants, which when I looked online were actually, really interesting places. And I did try a few places when I was there the first time. Obviously, since then I've been there many more times, but as someone who's new to it, when I first went to Garden City, I was surprised to see that they're working on developing stuff in a way that makes it fun for the people who live there to have an experience. Now, Garden City is not a huge city, and it is just on the border between Boise, Idaho and Eagle, Idaho, but there's definitely some opportunity there. I've even seen some condos or townhouses with water views that really caught my attention, and I've seen some other development coming. So it really looks like they're trying to build up that neighborhood, especially because it's on the Boise River, which means it could be one of the more fun places to live if you're living outside of Boise in the near future. And I think that's exciting because I like the idea of having that convenience of being able to get to a place where you want to go out at night, but you get to go, to a local spot where you don't really have to drive very far, and it's just really easy to get to. So that's why Garden City is on this list as one of the important suburbs of the Boise metro area. Next up on the list is number 4, Middleton, Idaho. Now, when I first heard of Middleton, people said to me, oh, Middleton? Oh, are you looking at living in Boise? Because Middleton's way out there. Well, after just getting in my car, I realized it's not that far. It's just off 44, which is a main road that takes you to different cities. And in the order of cities, you would go to Boise, Garden City, Eagle, and then Middleton. And Middleton, based on what we're seeing, currently has a median home price of around $446,000. Now, there are actually homes that I still saw for sale in the $200,000 to $300,000 range, which really caught me off guard because I am not seeing a lot of that in the Treasure Valley anymore. And I don't think that's a good expectation to have right now. I did even see a few in the $300,000 range, but I'm seeing much more in the higher price range. Probably, of course, because of limited inventory, and that's just what happens when supply and demand get together. Middleton has something unique. They have the wine trail out there where you can visit multiple vineyards that benefit from the Snake River and Boise River and all of those different things. And that's something that's unique to that area. That's an area where you can do something kind of touristy, but on a local level. And if you're a wine connoisseur, that might be good for you. But on today's list of the top suburbs in Boise, Middleton still remains the one that has the lowest pricing based on what I'm seeing. And if price is one of your biggest concerns, when you reach out to us, when you send us an email, when you text us, let us know your price range that you're thinking about. That helps the team find you the place that's going to meet your needs. Next on the list is suburb number 3, Star, Idaho. Star, Idaho is going to be adjacent to Eagle, Idaho. So once again, that places it a little bit north and to the west of Boise. We like to use Boise as our downtown main reference point when we're talking about where different places are located. I mean, they are suburbs, of course. Now, Star is probably not a destination for tourists, but that doesn't mean it's not a great place to live. Star does have a few wine bars and a couple restaurants and a very small main street with a few items on it. Of course, you've got your local supermarket and some shops and places to get your coffee. But I think Star really piggybacks off of Eagle, Idaho. So it's very close, so you can get to the downtown in Eagle where they have some festivals and events. You can also get to the Boise River, of course. And of course, you have restaurants that are just in the city next door. So I actually heard somebody refer to Star as a suburb of Eagle. And one local told me that many years ago, they used to call Star and Eagle Star Eagle. They just were smaller towns and they weren't booming like they are today. But I have to tell you, when I first went to look to buy a place up in the neighborhoods, when I went to Star the very first time, it was considered to be significantly lower priced. But when you look at it today, things have definitely changed. What I'm seeing right now is a median home price around $578,000. But just remember, one good thing about living in Idaho, it means that you might still get a nice backyard, a good front yard, and some side yard space. You can still get RV garages, boat garages, more space to keep your stuff and to enjoy your home. So if you're expecting to find a home that's $300,000, you probably want to cross Star off your list since we're almost approaching the $600,000 range. But there are a lot of great opportunities there, and I liked a lot of the developments that I saw, especially when I went on some of the tours of the newer developments and what exists there already. There are also some pond front properties and some that face some streams. That's really cool. Notice I said pond front, not lake front, because there are homes on these really cool little ponds. And that's something that's very unique. I see that Eagle had a lot of those, and now you see those ponds and that water feature appearing that people can actually live on these ponds. It's really cool. And if you like to fish, some of the ponds actually allow you to fish. So you could fish within walking distance of your house. That's pretty cool. Okay, let's go to suburb number 2. We're almost done with the list. Number 2 is Meridian, Idaho. Meridian is the biggest suburb. Okay, when I first heard about people moving to Boise, they actually told me they were looking at moving to Meridian, Idaho. And that was once called one of the fastest growing cities in America. Meridian has a population of over 100,000 people. So while that's less than half of what you have in Boise proper itself, Meridian is still a relatively larger city as compared to some of these other towns. where Eagle used to have 11,000 people and today they have 20 to 30,000 people. Look at Meridian and it's got 100,000 or more people. So that's kind of a big deal. Now, the average price ranges I'm seeing there, I'm getting a couple different reports that are showing they're between 517,000 and 574,000 for the median home price. So again, remember we're talking about the median home price. So you can find homes that are lower cost and higher cost. You'll have different options. There are homes over $1 million, and there are homes that are probably still available, hopefully under $400,000. You just have to find the one that's right for you, that's within your budget, and in a place that you really enjoy. Now here's what I like a lot about Meridian. Meridian is a place where you can pretty much do everything in Meridian. You have a beautiful shopping center. It's called The Villages at Meridian, and it has restaurants and stores and shopping and all this great stuff you can go out and enjoy. And it reminds me of some of the bigger shopping centers that you'll see in places like California. In fact, if you're moving from California to Meridian, Idaho, or anywhere in Idaho, Meridian might be the place that has the shopping center that reminds you the most of where you used to go out. I've been to many states across the country. I've been to Iowa, I've been to New Jersey, I've been to Pennsylvania, I've been to Florida, and the shopping center styles are very different on the East Coast from what I see on the West and the West Coast. Idaho's not on the West Coast, obviously, it's not on the coast, but it is in the Northwest, and we'll kind of throw it in there. But that shopping center particularly caught my attention. They also had some good restaurants in there. And also there are additional malls in other places, strip centers, strip malls, outdoor experiences and places you can go in Meridian that are in Meridian. So even if you live in another suburb, you might actually drive into Meridian. I've seen some supermarkets that I was looking for when I was there, and I just noticed a lot of things are in Meridian specifically. It's not like the other cities are far away. It's not a big deal to drive from Star, Idaho to Meridian or to drive from Eagle to Meridian. It's just if you want to live right there, right next to all the stuff, that might be a consideration for you. And there's also a lot of development going on there. I do follow, of course, the news and the different development things. And while things are always, in the air and you don't know when they'll actually be developed or what follow through we'll have in different things, I am seeing a lot of talk online about things that are coming to Meridian. So there's clearly a desire to build it up and to make it even better for the residents who live there. I thought it was a great place. When I looked at different houses and different neighborhoods, and when I was trying to pick where I wanted to get a place, I thought that's right on the top of my list. And it might be perfect for you too. Okay, are you ready to go forward to number one? Are you ready? Let's do it. Number one suburb on the list, I think it's got to be Eagle, Idaho. Number one is Eagle, Idaho. Why is that? Well, Eagle has an incredible amount of new developments. I've seen so many beautiful new homes there. You have them on both sides of the major road. On 55 is the highway number there. And I see some of the most beautiful homes there. But in return, what does that mean? Well, that means that the median home price is significantly higher. Now, before I made this video, I was doing some research and reading, and I had read that the median home price was somewhere around $650,000. But that was data that wasn't necessarily super recent. So as I did more research, right before I started making this video for you, I wanted to look up what was the median home price in Eagle, Idaho. And now I'm seeing reports that it's around $850,000. So that's a pretty quick shift, so I cannot be sure if that's the actual median home price. But I will say that it's very clear when you look online and when you speak with us, you're going to see that Eagle is one of the more expensive places. Now, you do have townhouses in Eagle, and you do have some condo-style buildings where you might be able to get an attached home, and that's obviously going to have a lower price because it's attached. But you can still get something that's affordable in Eagle, Idaho. But I have to say, they have so many beautiful homes there. You've got amazing developments. You've got Legacy, which includes the golf course, the executive golf course that's included. It's a 3-hole golf course, and people get to live on ponds, which is really nice. You get to have that in your backyard. Some people even have docks. Now, I did say that you can do that in Star as well, and there are other places where you can live with a water feature behind your house. But Eagle has so many. I see Creighton Ranch, I see a little walkable neighborhood at Lakemore. Very interesting. That was one of the places I was looking at first. I wanted to live in Lakemore. And then you have so many other developments there, okay? And a lot of them seem to have a little bit bigger houses, or pardon me, bigger homes. And then you'll have multiple garages. You have tall garages, like boat garages and RV garages. I've seen homes with 5-car garages, and I couldn't even tell when I first looked at it because they only had 3 doors, or they had, you know, doors that were facing this way. So it caught my attention with the L shape. But I see a lot of nicer homes being developed there. There is a walkable area if you live close to Eagle downtown, or downtown Eagle, if you will. That's where you always see that sign that has the picture of the eagle, and it's got an archway there. You'll see that in a lot of research. When you look at Eagle, that comes up quite often. You also have Eagle Island State Park. It's obviously right in the middle of the city. So you've got Eagle Island State Park right there. It's a cool place you can go over to. I personally enjoy hiking and getting outdoors. And since the weather is generally quite good in southern Idaho and in the Treasure Valley, I think that makes it appealing for people to get outdoors there. So if you're looking for a more upper echelon or upper scale home, Eagle does offer that. But Eagle does offer some entry-level locations. Like I said, you do have some townhomes available at multiple locations. You also have gated communities, which I was surprised when I first went to Idaho. I'm accustomed to seeing gated communities all over Las Vegas. You see them all over California. You see them in different places, but you don't see it as much in Idaho. You also have some areas along the Boise River, and, caught myself there. It's the Boise River, not Boise, Boise River. And you do also have, as I mentioned, yes, the walkable area, but the beautiful Boise River there, where you can pick that up and get onto the Greenbelt and go from city to city. The Greenbelt's great. I love to go for a walk as far as I can. It's very long. It goes, from the southern area in Boise, which would be to the east, and then west, it just keeps going and going and going as well. And more cities, I've heard, might be connecting and getting on there. And it's just so cool that you can ride on this Greenbelt. You can ride, walk, run, jog, just sit along it and check out the water, whatever makes you happy. But it's cool that you have this path that connects the Treasure Valley. All right, so no matter what suburb you're thinking of moving to, or if you're thinking of moving to Boise, Idaho, you've got to reach out to us, okay? Just send us a text message, email us, give us a call 24/7, because we're here for you to help you with your move. And when you're ready to relocate to Boise, or Eagle, or Star, Meridian, Nampa, anywhere on the list, or anywhere in Idaho, just get in touch with us, because we would love to help you. Idaho is, well, let's start over. Idaho was an amazing place to live. Now it is an even more amazing place to live as more development, and a lot of people are seeing it, and that's why Idaho has become so popular for people to move to. All right, everybody. I look forward to talking to you in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, because every time I see a new subscriber, it inspires me and it makes me want to make a new video all about living in Idaho. Take care, everyone.